Okay. Now for my complete, let's get this shit out of the way. My room is so small. If I have one thing out of place, I can't sit comfortably. Not a joke, by the way. That's no exaggeration. No exaggeration. My room is so small that if one thing is out of place, but whether it be a lunchbox or one single comic book, I can't sit comfortably. Like, do a video like this, I mean, sit comfortably. This room is so goddamn small. It pisses me off. Like, I'll never get over it, because it's part of it is because of how much shit I own. You know, how is it my fault that I have enough room? Well, anyways, let's get on with it. Complete comic haul for August of 2025. We're already behind one day. Let's not get behind 10 minutes, because I'm prattling on about stupid shit. Alright, first up is the floppies, and I'm going to start with the 7-issue series. That should have been 9 issues, but they stopped at 7 because 8 and 9 were canceled, and that is Starsigns, written by Selden. I'm going to pull the names again. Alright, so, same rule I always do. Like, if, let's say this was 7 volumes, and I'm not going to show the artwork for every single issue of this book. Same way I don't show the artwork for every single volume of a series that I get. Now, there is Witchblade Volume 2. I am going to show the artwork of Witchblade Volume 2 because Volume 1 was last month, not this month. So, that's the one exception. It's also just a waste of time to do the same thing, you know, just to prattle off the same names. I'll be like, okay, it's the same. You know, I'm just going to assume it's the same creative team throughout the entire series. If it isn't, then oh well. And if I know that it's not, then I won't mention it, but usually I just assume. Alright, so, written by Selden Ahmed, artist is Megan Levins, colorist is Kelly Fitzpatrick, and that's it. But also, I found it funny, I'll mention this again, edited by Heather Ontos. If you know your modern comic books, you will know that name very well. Or, not very well, but you'll know that name. Stands out. And here's the artwork for Starsigns. Now, Starsigns, yeah, issues 8 and 9 got canceled. For the longest time, I was waiting for the trade to come out. Then I forgot about Starsigns. And then recently, I was like, hey, I have some money left over. Let's see if I can find it at an affordable price. And I could. And I did. It was $12 for all 7 issues. Free shipping. It'd be nice if... because, like, on Amazon, you just kind of assume, oh, that'll happen, you know, because, you know, let's say it's Amazon Prime, free shipping, all that. You just assume it's going to happen again later down the line. But with eBay, it's like, it's the seller, not the website. So I'm kind of like, I wonder if the seller, I'll definitely buy from the seller again, but this is the guy who sold me this going to sell me shit that I actually want, like, next time, whatever. Only time will tell. Very uncertain. Alright. Next floppy. The next 2 floppies are actually not premiere, not digest size. Prestige format. Meaning they're thick. And they do this thing here. There's this thing here. They make it look like almost like a graphic novel, honestly. Which I think is the way to go. Like, instead of having it be a magazine, but thicker magazine, just do it like a trade. And this is 6, written by Michael A. von Omen. Now, and actually there's 2 names, and Daniel Berman. Now, I did mention that, so story is by Omen, Michael A. von Omen, but it's written by Michael A. von Omen and David Berman. Now, I did mention last time how I was kind of annoyed because I got this because of Eric Powell. I thought he was a co-writer on this, or at least did the artwork. I can at least be like, well, it's the one thing I need, yada yada yada. But it's not. He does pinups. Now, if this is the only other thing he did, then I guess that's fine. But like pinups, I don't really care about that. But it's Michael A. von Omen. I do like his writing style. I get enough. I mean, and I bought some of his work in May, so I was kind of like, yeah, why not continue? Alright, and here's the artwork for 6. And the artist here is Ethan Beavers. Yeah, Ethan Beavers. Ethan Beavers, and inks in cover is by Michael A. von Omen. I do like his artwork, though. Michael Avon Omens. It's got a signature style that even I can tell. Even I can not differentiate, but I can tell it's very distinct. Even I can, you know what I'm saying. All right. Next up is another Prestige format book. So it looks like an OGN. Just a single issue, and that is Mike Carey's One-Sided Bargains. And I got this at a bargain too, ironically enough. So everything written by Mike Carey, but the first story, it's illustrated by Mike Perkins. Second story is Paul J. Holden. Suicide King sounds familiar. That's a movie, right? I say to a audience that has probably seen it 400 times, it's like, yes, it is a movie! And then the third and final story is illustrated by Michael Gaydos. It's really cool. That's I know that name from Jessica Jones. So this is a lot floppier than, a lot looser and thin, like not floppier, what's the word that people use? Flimsier. A lot flimsier than 6 is, so they obviously did not figure it out how to do it until 6 came out. And honestly, when was the last, actually, Image is doing that now, but different format. But that's thicker, like this format. I mean, I'm just wondering if they've ever done that. Have they done that since? Like recently, I mean, not since, but recently in general. And I forgot there's that. I forget what it's called, but it's a new like bunch of writers come together. They do one shots for this overarching, technically overarching. It's like Sky. It's like Skybound, but the main. Why doesn't this one go in like the other one does? But the main appeal is that it is, it's like almost, and it actually is the size of your DC Black Label books. Alright, so that was it for, no, that's not, yeah, no, I forgot, you already went over Starsigns. That's it for the floppies, now on to the trades. And first up and foremost, and not least, I don't know why I did that, but newest book is Burnouts. Now, I do want to mention one thing really quickly here. I'm not going to call out the seller, but most of the eBay sellers, they will have it in a Gemini, which this guy did, but then have it in a Mylar for further protection and have it taped. Now, I did not want this book to be taped, but it was naked. No Mylar whatsoever, which I was very pissed off to find out. Came in perfect condition, so it does prove that you don't exactly need to have the Mylar in there, but still should. And this one collects 1 through 5 of Burnouts, aka the entire miniseries. I just assume it's a miniseries. It doesn't even say Volume 1, it just says Burnouts 1 hit. And this is written, and I think illustrated. Nope. So written by Dennis Culver, art by Jeffa, like Jeff Johns, but with an O at the end. And color flats by Lauren Perry. Logo and book design by Dylan Todd. Might as well just say that one extra name. And this book snuck up on me. I was looking up what Scotty Young had did for Image to make sure that I had everything that he did with Ain't No Grave. That isn't I Hate Fairyland. So, with Bully Wars, the reason why I got Bully Wars and Ain't No Grave this month was I was kind of like, screw it. I'm going to get everything that Scotty Young has written that's not I Hate Fairyland. I Hate Fairyland is going to go for at least 50 issues total. So, I'm never... And the trade isn't even out yet for... Issue 50 hasn't even been released yet, so I'll wait until it's done, and then collect. And then only then collect the entire series. Now, I almost want to say... No, we'll have 2 trades. So it'll be 5, probably will be 50 issues. Makes sense. 5 hardcovers, 10 or 9 softcover volumes. But anyways, Burnouts. Yeah, sorry. So this one showed up. I don't know why it showed up, because I guess he just did a variant cover, and I count that like the skin of its teeth. Just silly. Like how it says at the end that Burnouts will return, like in the Marvel movie, from Marvel movies. I'm looking at the back here, so let's see if we can find the Scotty Young one. It's probably just one issue variant. I can probably tell what his art style is also very distinct. So I don't even know why I'm looking at the covers. but just to make sure. Even though I don't even have to see what the name is, and it'll pop out. Tony Fleeks. Disappointed at Tony Fleeks. The variant cover he did is not a poster homage or a movie poster homage. He's really good at doing that. There's actually one for Darkrai that I'm currently reading. And yeah, no, just a cover gallery, nothing. It's so weird. Alright, but Burnouts. Glad to finally have that series. And it also looked like it was just my kind of book. Like, sometimes I don't need my every comic I read to be Preacher levels of deepness. Sometimes I just want some Preacher levels of depth. Sometimes I just want a silly book. A funny book, if you will. Alright, then we have Infernals, which is written by Ryan Parrott and Noah Gardner. Now, I got this for two reasons. Main reason, Noah Gardner, it was the only thing he ever did for anything, except for TV shows, like books and graphic novels. This is his debut. And I always will find that really humorous. Like, I'm getting image books anyways, and to have it be the have it be from Image, so have that one author, only thing he did was for Image. I find that not humorous, that's overselling it, but I find that to be a novelty. So you always get it. And it's just one book, I'm always looking. Sometimes I have like $7 to spare. Like I had with Burnouts. I got Burnouts. It's like, hey, that was the one book. I found it, but it was last minute. It took a little while to come in, hence me uploading this day late. But it's always a novelty. Because again, it's one book. I sometimes have not sometimes, but yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I'll have some money left over and I'll come across something like Infernals or the next book you'll see, and it's like, hey, got the money, let's spend it on this. But yeah, all 5 issues of Infernals is collected in this volume. It does say Volume 1 though. Possible it comes back. I doubt it. Although I shouldn't say that because of books like Saga and Snotgirl. And I Hate Fairyland, and Farmland, and Farmhand, and many other Image books. Some that I will be dating myself by saying, oh, will Witchblade ever come back? I doubt it. And Infernals too. So there is the artwork, and the artist here is John J. Pearson with Lola Bonato. So I definitely did not go over who the artist was last time. I was showing all these books. So I showed everything I got because Burnouts was the only one I was waiting on after. And I always like to show like what came in before the first of the month. You know what I mean? Like, hey, 31st, what's come in so far? It's not everything, but what's come in so far. I did that video, and in that video I did not go over the artist for Infernals. Why do I not care about that much? Am I not going on 20-minute tangent of why I'm so stupid and forgetful and all that, and I hate my brain? Well, because I consider that video to be a rough draft. So if I make a mistake, I make a mistake, Here, if I make a mistake, yes, I'll be a lot more pissed off, but that's a rough draft. And if anything, it's like me saying, hey, I talked too much about this book. I didn't talk enough about this book. Oh, I have since found out more information about this comic, It's stuff like that, and then I will upload the next video, the final draft of all the comics that I got in the month of whatever month it may be. Yeah, I know I just showed the artwork, but I'm going to show it again because my brain is saying you didn't, and like half my brain says yes, half my brain says no, and no one will agree with anybody. So here's the artwork again for Infernals. So here's the other book that was the only thing the author had done, and it was just Image, and it was again novelty, and that is The Strange Adventures of H.P. Lovecraft. And I love, no pun intended, the aesthetic behind this book. It looks like it's blemishes, but it's not. That's the way that book looks. It's supposed to look like one of those books that you read so many times that's dog-eared and, it's like creases here and there. So, I don't know if you can see it in the back. It's a bit hard to see on the back unless you're looking right at it. You can see it. This one collects issues 1 through 4 of The Strange Adventures of H.P. Lovecraft, which is all written by Mac Carter and Tony Salmons as the pencils and inks. Tony Salmons, pencils and inks. Adam Byrne is the producer, cover art, and colors. And then Flats is Keaton Cole. What is this? Oh yeah, it's just the copyright shit. I thought there was more names. That said pinups or something like that. Or variants or whatever the hell. And there's the artwork for H.P. Lovecraft. Nice, like if you're gonna make a comic like this, that's the artwork that I want to see. Type of artwork I want to see. The art style I want to see for a book like this. It's not too cartoony and over the top, but it's also not... Oh, actually, I shouldn't say what the book's going to be like. It could be going for a very serious tone and have that kind of artwork. Anyways, moving on to Ain't No Grave by Scotty Young with artwork by George Corona, who I believe is the artist... Nope, sorry. Written by Scotty Young, art by George Corona, colors by Jean-Francois Boulot, and this collects 1 through 5 of Ain't No Grave. So same creative team behind Middle West. At least the writer and artist is the same. And I absolutely adored Middle West. So I have very high hopes for Ain't No Grave. Some skepticism, obviously, because sometimes you can't strike gold twice. Alright. Bully Wars is the next book, and that is also written by Scotty Young, with artwork by Aaron Conley, and the colorist is, yet again, Jean-Francois Boulot. Is he adding this name? No. I'm not going to mention who it is. No. I just mentioned who the artist is, inks count, and of course colorist counts. So, and then of course the writer. And then 1 through 5 of Bully Wars is collected in this trade. Now, I have read this before. This was if you guys are catching up, if you guys are really, really caught up on the lore of this Justin Comics, you will know that for at least one trade per month, since August of, I almost want to say 2023, I have been getting at least one trade has to be a book that a library had that I like so much, or is just prominent enough that I now own it for my personal collection. But I did actually like Bully Wars when I read my library's copy. Now, this is E for everyone. This is definitely that book where the artwork you say, oh, it looks like it's a kiddie book. Sometimes it can be misleading, like if I Hate Fairyland, but with Bully Wars, it is not misleading at all. This is intended for children. But something that anybody can read. What it reminds me of is early to late 2000s Cartoon Network shows. Like that kind of feel and tone is what's present in Bully Wars, and it does so very well. If that's what they were going for, if that's what Scott Young was going for, show the artwork again, then he achieves it wonderfully. Not anything deep. It's not Steven Universe or Gravity Falls or anything like that, like those kids shows that try extra hard. No, it just wants to entertain, and it does that. And it entertains more than just kids. So I always give big props to that. Next up, we have Big Man Plans, written by Eric Powell and Tim Weish. But the artwork is all done by Eric Powell. So I did go on a little bit of a tangent, because I was like, oh, it's a co-author, blah, blah, blah. But we found out later that this is the only thing Tim Weish had done. So even bigger bonus for Big Man Plans. But I got this because I knew that Eric Powell had done some image work, and I just kept putting it off and then forgot about it. And I found out, hey, it's just one book. That's pretty easy to do. Let's add it to next month's pile. And I did, and here it is. Now, Eric Powell co-wrote, ironically enough, did you hear what Eddie Gein done? And that was really damn good. If you're a fan of true crime, like even if you don't usually read comics, pick that up, and of course, and also pick up My Friend Dahmer. And then he also did The Goon, which I also really liked. The Goon is like if you want more Hellboy but don't want a different writing style, then pick up The Goon. Is the best way I can advertise the Goon to those who are not ready yet. I haven't checked it out yet. And this collects 1 through 4 of Big Band Plans, plus some additional bonus material. Now, there is a printing that is done by Albatross Funny Books that is actually 120 pages, the image trade, but the Albatross trade is 136 pages, and I assume comes with, and it does say comes with more bonus content. I would have gotten that, but first of all, I didn't know until last minute, until I already ordered this. It's already on its way. And then secondly, to have this on my shelf and have it not be Image was pretty silly. It was originally from Image, so I want the Image logo to be on there, not Albatross. So, a sacrifice I was willing to make. Just thought I'd throw that out there for those of you who may want to be informed about that. Next up is The Hive by A.J. Lieberman, with artwork done by Mike Henderson. And colors and letters is done by Inaki Azpiazu. Actually, I said that right this time around. And here's the artwork for The Hive. I'll do another page because it's some dead space there. Not dead space, some blank space there. Not blank space. What's the artwork term? Like, if you don't want that, like, you have, like, if you're doing artwork and you have, like, dead area, dead space, what do they call it? They probably call it blank space, but it doesn't sound right. I'll look it up. What do artists call it when they have empty space in their artwork? So I know there's a term for it, and my art teacher would be very pissed off. My high school art teacher would be very pissed at me for not knowing it right off the bat. Negative space. So there was some negative space when I was showing the first 2 pages of The Hive. So again, negative space. Again, air quotes. Let's show something that has more defined artwork, so to speak. Alright, and this collects the first 4 issues of The Hive. I imagine this is an ongoing series. I'm going by what Image tells us. Again, things change. Sometimes they only need to tell. Sometimes they have the first 4 issues, and they're like, hey, I told the story, and I want to tell in 4 issues. It technically has happened before. As I assume it will happen. This, yeah, sure. No, that's fine. Because I don't have, the only thing I don't have by A.J. Lieberman, I have it on the Kindle, but I don't have it in physical format, is Harvest. And I'm kind of like, oh, maybe I should have gotten that, with The Hive, and then I forgot, and then I was just too, budget was too tight, couldn't fit that in, so unfortunately, I can't do it next month either, it's coming month, unfortunately, so we'll have to wait. Alright, next up is Arcanum. Now, this book pisses me off because of the way that Amazon delivered it to me. There's a big blemish there. And I mean big as in it's a big deal for me. It's really not aesthetic. It's not cosmetic. I mean, not aesthetic. It's not a cosmetic issue because it does show on the book itself. Now, when you get to the actual book itself, the actual like book itself, not table of contents or whatever, or copyright page, you can barely see the blemish. Even then, that's just the first 2 pages. Once you get to these 2 pages, you can't see it at all on this side right here. I'll give credit where it's due. That did make it. When I saw that was just the first few pages, I did kind of get over me wanting to go back to Amazon to get a return. Also, I just didn't think that they would give me anything that would be, it wouldn't be a perfectly immaculate copy next time. Hell, if anything, it'd be worse. Because that's the way that Amazon is. Unfortunately, the only reason why I got this off Amazon was that I felt that it was the best price. I think eBay, honestly, I don't even think eBay even had the trade. I should have just looked up by ISBN. But anyways, Arcanum. All 8 issues are collected in here, plus the half issue, and it's all written by Brennan Peterson, drawn by, I believe, Brennan Peterson too. It's written in pencil, that was right. Written in pencil by Brennan Peterson, inks by Joe Weems the fifth. Joe Weems the fourth, with, no, god damn it. Okay, I'll start again. Written and penciled by Brennan Peterson, inks by Joe Weems the fifth, with ink assist by Marco Madman Gali and John Livesey. Colors by Richard Isanov. Now I'm gonna check out what issue 1 is done by. Okay, so inks for issue 1. I'm gonna assume the rest of the series is Matt Bat Banning, Art T. Bear with Sean Parsons and Hack Shack Studio, so all of them doing the inks. Tim Townsend and Joe Weems V with ink assists by Victor Lamas and Marco Gali, so a lot of inkers. Colors by Richard Isanov with color assists by Greg Hammond and Matt Nelson. So I will show the artwork for issue 1 too, because why not? I mean, it's different artists technically. Assists, I mean. All right. Make sure that's better. 3 more books. We are starting to lose some daylight, so I'm glad that it panned out well. So what happened? The reason why I'm doing this a bit later and not right when I got home is because Burnouts came in pretty late, like 3:43. Usually it's in by 1 o'clock. Like 2:30 would be late in my book, and it was an hour and a half later than that. Crazy. Hey, it came in. Witchblade Volume 2. This collects 7 through 12, and this is the Marguerite Bennett modern reboot of Witchblade. Or not reboot, but I wouldn't say it's a reboot, because it does seem like it's continuing from what was previously established. But I think you can start with this series if you haven't read Witchblade before. I could be wrong, though. So this one also collects the Top Cow Holiday Special material from that, and then 7 through 12. All of which is written by Marguerite Bennett, but line art by Giuseppe, and all the line art is done by Giuseppe Cafaro. So the entire book is that's who the writer and artist is. Colors by Juan Fernandez for the Top Cow Holiday Special issue. And colors by Arif Pranado for Witchblade 7 through 12. So I'm just going to show the artwork for whatever this issue is. If it's issue 7, it's issue 7. If it's the Top Cow Holiday Special, it's the Top Cow Holiday Special. Whatever. Looks like it's this issue 7. Yep. And a little blemish here. It's a little bend. Can I show it? Show off. Just show off. I don't know what was wrong with Amazon this month, but every book I got from them, there was something wrong with it. Except for the last book. So unfortunately, the other book that has, like, so many blemishes, and they're all cosmetic. Well, they're actually not. Most are cosmetic, but still, the point is that there's so many blemishes on this book in general that this screams used very good, but it's not. I paid full price for a brand spanking new copy. Again, my theory is that the Amazon warehouse employees are reading the book. Not necessarily the ones that are packaging it, but in general, the Amazon warehouse employees are reading the books that they have in the Amazon warehouse. I mean, who the hell is going to tell? Like, what, are they going to have a little note in the Amazon package saying, this book may or may not have been read by one of our employees at the Amazon warehouse? No. And I doubt they'd fire them, because no one's working at Amazon anyways, so. Alright, and this one collects 58 to 85. To be fair, this is a pretty thick book, but I would like this right here, this blemish right here, that makes sense. It's a thick book, and it's in the box with no real packaging to secure it, like no Gemini or whatever, so no way of securing it. And here's the artwork, and unfortunately, because this book is so thick, I don't want to blemish it even more blemishes. This is all you're going to get. You know what, I'll do this too, but that's it. I don't want to damage this book anymore. It already is damaged. And when I said blemish towards it damage. So who is written by and who's the artist? Well, that's kind of difficult. So you know when you're erasing a paper, you know when you're erasing like your pencil. God, why do I say it so awkwardly? You make a mistake on a piece of paper with a pencil, and you erase it, and it's that kind of like that crease, and then so that kind of do this, and then there's that little crease. Yeah, there's that same exact crease on this Witchblade book, and it's just so like ugly. Honestly, it's the best word to use. So it's not saying. I know that some of it's Paul Tobin, and then you have, what's his name? Ron Mars coming in to write some issues, and then, yeah, does it not tell you? And it's weird. Like it should do what the Marvel omnibuses do and say, hey, these issues written by this guy, these issues written by that guy. I would not mind that at all. Alright. So, unknown for Witchblade, complete Witchblade Volume 4. Oh yeah, so this is the complete Witchblade Volume 4. Those of you who want to know what the actual book was. And last but not least is Jack Kirby's Silver Star. Now, this is, keep in mind this is from imagecomics. And this is a reprinting of all 6 issues of Jack Kirby's Silver Star, which came out, and I want to say, when I remember it said the 80s, but you can't tell. Like, this would, if you told me this was late 60s, early 70s, I believe you. That is just, honestly, it's cool. Like, no matter which way you throw it, it's really damn cool that there's an image book that's written by Jack King Kirby, with artwork by Jack King Kirby, and it's not from the 90s, it's from the late 70s, early 80s. Again, I'm pretty sure it was early 80s. But anyways, written in, okay, so actually there are more than Jack Kirby. So, Mike Royer is the inks and letters for issues 1 and 4. D. Bruce Berry inks and letters for issues 5 and 6. Janice Cohen is colors for issues 1 and 4. And then Eric Larson comes by to do the colors for issues 5 and 6. And based in part on the original series colors by Tom Bluth. So he recolored it. Which kind of does piss me off, but whatever. And the restorations for the collected edition is done by, for color restorations, is actually done by Eric Larson and Eric Stevenson. Pretty neat. Yeah, again, really cool book to have. There was another one that was supposed to come out a while ago, but never did. It's published by Dynamite, but it's the same thing. I imagine it's the same thing here. But very, very cool. I had to have it, and it was worth every penny. Now, there was more that he did. Unfortunately, I don't have all of it. I have the one that was on the Kindle that was just a one-shot. But there's also an 8-issue series, and I couldn't find all 8 issues in a lot from eBay. Like I can do Starsigns, but with that Jack Kirby series, unfortunately. Time will tell if I decide to just get the 6 issues, and then 7 and 8 I get like by themselves. Because that's what I found. It was issues, I think it was actually issues 0 to 6, but I didn't even then I didn't have enough money. My budget was still tight, and I was like, not doing that. Let's just put off on it. So that does kind of piss me off, but whatever. Unfortunately, you can't win them all. But that, as they say, is that. 11 graphic novels total, and 3 floppies, a series of floppies, obviously. So you have the 2 one-shots, and then the 7-issue series. So actually, it was 10 and 11, right? No, sorry, 10 and 9. 11 and 9, so 20. If you want to go by, but even then, you don't go by units, because that's silly. I don't even count the prestige format books as being graphic novels, just look like they are graphic novels. They pass off as a graphic novel. It's still single issues in my book, especially because one says one shot and it's only $5.99. And the Mike Carey one, so I was talking about the $5.99 book, that has a lot flimsier cover. Because the 6 looked like it was, again, it had like the paper quality for covers that you expect from trades, but in that prestige format book. Again, one shot floppy. But yeah, that, as I say, is that. Nothing else to say. So I said everything I need to say about these books. I hope I did, at least. I hope I did not forget. Yeah, but yeah, Witchblade, it really just pissed me off that it doesn't tell you right that. It doesn't have an actual credits page. I mean, it should. Even if it is at the end. So Witchblade, I don't even know if they're going to continue with these complete collections. So that's why I was glad to get, I was fine with getting the Margaret Bennett series. Usually I don't do that. Usually I'm like, well, they're gonna collect it in the complete collections. Like Darkness, they have some one-shots that I've written, like Ales Caught and Brian Bugalata. I'm like, oh, they're going to collect it in the complete collection, so I'm not going to get those books, even on the Kindle, at $1.99. And I'm glad I didn't for the Brian Bugalata one, because that one was collected in the most recent printing. The most recent graphic novel collection. But complete collection. But anyways, that, as they say, is that. And I mean it this time.